Scientists have discovered an ancient hidden chapter in the Bible. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to Apple News, UV photography revealed it was buried under layers of other text. A scientist recently discovered a lost fragment of a manuscript representing one of the earliest translations of the Gospels. The researchers used ultraviolet photography to look past layers of text to find the new ancient translation. The text is one of only 4 examples of the old Syriac translation. A scientist found a lost portion of biblical text about 1,500 years after it was initially written. All he needed was ultraviolet photography, equipment, and plenty of research know-how. Announcing the discovery in a paper published in the journal New Testament Studies, medievalist Jerry Kissel of the Australian Academy of Sciences found the hidden chapter underneath 3 layers of text dubbed a double palimpsest, thanks to ultraviolet photography. The new find represents one of the earliest translations of the Gospel. The long hidden chapter, an interpretation of Matthew chapter 12, was originally translated as part of what are known as the Old Syriac translations about 1,500 years ago. But thanks to the scarcity of parchment a couple of hundred years later in the region, that parchment was refused or reused, mostly erasing the original translation of the biblical New Testament. A document like this, where one layer of text hides the erased remains of another, is called a palimpsest. The Kissel find is a double palimpsest because the parchment was then used a 3rd time. Until recently, only 2 manuscripts were known to contain the Old Syriac translation of the Gospels, Kissel says in a news release. One resides in London's British Library, and the other was a palimpsest discovery of St. Catherine's Monastery at Mount Sinai. In what is known as the Sinai Palimpsest Project, a 3rd manuscript was recently unearthed. Kissel's find makes the 4th a translation from the 3rd century text likely copied in the 6th century. The parchment was housed in the Vatican Library. Jerry Kissel has made a great discovery thanks to his profound knowledge of Old Syriac text and script characteristics. Claudia Rapp, director of the Institute for Medieval Research at the QA or OEAW, I probably mispronounced it, my bad, says in a news release. While fragments of New Testament text date back to the original writings from the 3rd century, the oldest known surviving complete manuscript of the New Testament is the Greek Codex Sinaiticus, dated to the 6th century. OEAW says Syriac translations can date from before the 6th century, but are mostly found in palimpsest, preserved in the erased layers of parchment. The discovery proves, Rapp says, how productive and important the interplay between modern digital technologies and basic research can be when dealing with medieval manuscripts. Never surrender. Never quit.